Hey everyone, Adam here from Saltarelli Web Studio. Today I'm going to be talking about why nobody can find you on Google and how we can change that all for just $0. The best price in my opinion. So, talking about SEO today. If you don't know what SEO is, that is search engine optimization, and it is Google's ability to find you. If you have good SEO, you're going to pop up at that number one ranking spot, which is your ideal goal. If you don't have good SEO, you're going to be down in the depths where nobody realistically checks. So, I'm going to be talking about the best practices today, how you can get to the top of your Google rankings, and really just breaking down exactly what components make up good SEO. So, nobody asks their buddy anymore, hey, who's the best HVAC? Who's the best restaurant in the area? It's usually just, let's search them up on Google. Who's near me? And if you're in the top three, you have a good chance of getting picked. If you're number one, you have the best chance. Number two, three, of course, you follow suit of that. Now, if you're below number three, realistically, people aren't digging that far, especially if those people in the number three spot have good contact relation and can get back to you like this. So, if you're not in that spot, your whole goal is to get up there. So, how do you get up there? Let's talk about it. One, a real website. Okay, a lot of people still in 2026 do not have a website, and that baffles me. But the reason why is because maybe they don't see it's worth it. Maybe they think that trying it before hasn't really brought anything to them. And let's just break it down for a minute. A website might not be the make it or break it, but it certainly highlights your professional ability as a business. For example, if I didn't have a logo or I didn't have a business card, and I asked you, where's your logo? Where's your business card? And you're like, oh, we don't have one. It's not that having one's going to make you seem like this super premium brand. It's that not having it is going to kind of make you seem like an outlier. It's like, this business doesn't even have a website. Like, how can I learn about them? Especially if you don't answer your phones that quickly or you don't respond to voicemails that quickly. And in 2026, where everything is about speed, you need to be quick on those things. So just having a dedicated page where not only Google can search you up, people can go look about your information, what jobs you've done, your work, your menu, whatever kind of niche you may be in. And then also it helps AI, because a lot of us use ChatGPT, we use Claude, we use different search engines to search things up now. And if AI can't even scrape the right keywords or the right information that's relevant to your business, then how do you expect people to honestly find you, or at least trust you upon finding you? So, website is one of those big pillars for building up your SEO. Number two is your Google reviews. Google reviews are the second pillar, because imagine this: you walk into a brick and mortar business and they just have rows and rows and rows and rows and rows of 5-star testimonials of someone saying that, or people saying, this guy's the guy. This guy's awesome. He does amazing work. Who are you going to trust more? You're going to trust the person with none of that, or you're going to trust the person with hundreds or dozens of 5-star Google reviews? I know me personally, I'm going to go to the person who has that social proof shown, especially if they do really good work. They want to show that off. They want to let more people know that, hey, we are the best in the game. Here's people's opinions that say that and back it up. So Google reviews are huge. They show people right off the bat your number of people you've worked with, the satisfaction rate of your job. If you have a 4.5 or 5-star Google ranking, then most people are pretty happy with you. So that's something that helps convey trust right off the bat. And it also shows how many people you work with, and maybe even the people that you do work with too. People can go through, check out the profiles. All that information is just free and it's out there. And also when it comes into playing a role with SEO, your Google reviews are helping attribute to that. So if I have 100 Google reviews, I'm going to climb up the rankings more than someone who might have a website but only has 5 Google reviews. And that's just because I've dealt with more people. People have more interacted with my profile, my Google business profile. And if you don't know what a Google business profile is, I will be making a video on that. So your Google business profile is just a place where people can go and actually give reviews. And also it's where you attach your social medias and where your website is, all that stuff, which I'll break down in a future video. So Google reviews, real website, those are your two big pillars. If you don't have either one of those, your SEO is seriously failing. So, why does a website still matter? I covered some reasons before, but I'm going to get into it even deeper. One, social media is a great place to branch off of. I personally would not leverage my entire business on a rented space. And what I mean by that is a lot of businesses operate just off of Facebook, just off of Instagram. And while that's fantastic in the moment, if you ever thought about your account getting banned, you just lost your main inbox. You just lost your main ability to market. And it's not like you can get that back either. It's something that's being lent to you, and if you accidentally post something wrong, an employee posts something wrong, or you have AI post something that's inappropriate, I guess, by accident, then everything is gone, wiped off the face of the earth, and nobody now knows about you other than referrals. Now, that's a pretty tough spot to be in. Now, where's a website different? Well, website is your own space. You own the domain. Unless you're putting some crazy stuff out there on the internet, you're going to own that space, and no one's going to really bother you about it. So on your webpage, you can customize everything. You can put your backlinks. You can post your own jobs. You can put reviews on there. So it is your own, which is why you should have it, because as a business, you want to be able to show off exactly who you are, what you've done, and otherwise on social media, someone might not like your post, report you, and then you're done. So use social media to help leverage your website, but don't use it as your main inbox. That's a tough position to be in. Now, what is the excuse that people always say? I don't know how to make a website. I don't have enough money for a website. Okay, let me introduce you to some tools. Well, I'll do that after this. One, your website, you can use AI to build it now. It's 2026. I don't know if you've heard of Base 44, Lovable, Manus. I'll get into those guys. Those are super easy tools. You can design a website within a weekend, realistically more like an hour if you have the time. Sit down, talk to it. You can talk to it in English. You're not coding anything, okay? Like I'll get into that in a second, but it's just, this is the difference. There's no excuse to do it. You can even do it for free. You'll have an ugly URL, but you can just get something out there for free. That is how crazy this stuff is, and it's crazy that you're not doing it. So, like I was saying before, you're not coding anything, you're describing. AI is the first software, it's the first system that you can talk in plain English to and get code output so you can make something, something with HTML, like a web page. So that's the power it has. For example, in Lovable, that's one of my favorite website builders. You can go and just say in English, being like, hey, build me a site for my electrical company in Niagara, for services, for quote forms, and for a review section. And it will go ahead and do that within 5 minutes. Of course, you look over it for an hour, you go make sure everything's all good, boom, done, and live. Okay, this probably costs a few cents if you're trying to do it via Lovable, but Manus is another great tool for that as well. And yeah, you'll have to buy a domain, which is like $10 a year, but you're not paying a designer thousands of dollars anymore. I think it's really, really crazy to be doing that as a sole service, which is why I don't do that in my business, because the website alone is not worth $5,000 anymore. It might be for some companies, but the site or the ability to build it out is not the same. I don't have to hire somebody for copy anymore. I don't have to hire somebody for building out the actual pages on the website, for all the links. I don't have to do that. Like, AI handles 99% of it. That's the truth of it. And you also get SEO baked into it. Now let's get into what actually SEO is and how AI does this all for you. So SEO, once again, like I was saying, it's your search engine optimization. Your SEO is based on a few things. One, that's based off of your meta tags. So that's not stuff that people see on the website, but that's more stuff that Google sees in the background. It's a bunch of code stuff and keywords that is just labeled in the back end that Google helps use to track down your site if someone's searching relevant keywords. So your keywords are what's actually on the web page too. So for example, my heading might be emergency electrician in Port Colborne, and that's a keyword visible on my site that Google can also scrape. So if I have it as a meta tag and a keyword, then Google's going to be like, okay, this is an emergency electrician in blank, right? So keywords are just visible things or visible text, pieces of text on the actual page. Meta tags are stuff in the back end. Same thing as keywords, except they're just tucked in behind and they're a little bit of code as well. And your loading speed as well, AI handles all of this. You would not believe it, but most people only stay on a website for around 3 to 5 seconds. So if you aren't optimizing your load speed, that 3 to 5 second wait of loading could nuke your views. Could nuke your page views because people don't even bother to go on your site because it's too slow. So next time you think about dropping a massive MP4 file, make sure it's condensed. Make sure it's only showing the part you need to show and not this massive movie, or else you might just nuke your load time. Your headings as well matter. Those are your H1 or H2 commonly referred to, and that's your heading 1, heading 2. Headings are what's first visible in the hero section there on your web page. So for example, if I'm trying to attract people because I'm an HVAC or I'm someone who does HVAC in Toronto, I might be local HVAC in Toronto or whatever my business slogan is, and then my subheading might be like local HVAC in Toronto, dial here, blah blah blah. Okay, but that being present in the hero section or in your headings is very, very important, because then that helps Google navigate what one of the purposes of your site is. Making sure your links are properly wired up. AI does a fabulous job at it. If I say, hey, wire up to my social media, it'll ask me to paste a link in, and they'll put icons that people can click, and that will bring them to my social media pages. So AI does all this for you. Most of the time, it just does it naturally as the base, but you can also prompt it to. And I have other videos showing that off as well, which you can go check out in my channel below. You for free. Now let's get into talking about your Google business profile. Most people don't even have a Google business profile, and the people that do underestimate how much it can help you out. So it's the best form of real estate, your Google. In short, it is the best form of real estate in your town, and Google hands it out to everybody for free. Your Google business profile is a place you can upload images, upload all of your social links to your website, collect your Google reviews, which naturally, as we described before, helps improve your SEO and your rankings online. And all you have to do is just fill out the information. Most people do not have a fully set up Google business profile, and they're seriously missing out on the benefits. Doing weekly posts or monthly posts of some jobs you get done or some reviews you have done, putting it on there helps massively. It shows Google that your profile is active. Collecting Google reviews in a consistent way, that once again helps show that you are actually live on Google, which once again Google is going to reward that behavior by pushing you to the top of the rankings, because it sees you're trying to grow. So fill in the right categories, service areas, real photos, and a post every single week or month, whatever works best for you. And it is like the biggest booth on the biggest trade show or think of it like the biggest booth at the biggest trade show on earth, and it never closes, and it's running 24/7. Now, like I was saying before, reviews really are a tiebreaker. So if I had a business with 75 reviews and then another business with only 6 Google reviews, they might have the same ranking, which would be 4.6, 4.9, 4.8, doesn't really matter. They're still very high on the ranking out of 5. And the one just has way more volume. This one's got almost 11 times, 12 times more people that have interacted with it and gave it a positive review. That is exactly the difference between why your business is getting exposure and why the other business is not, or vice versa. And it's just the amount of people that have interacted and shown up to be like, hey, this guy's awesome. Let's help him out. Now, are you going to see immediate results with this stuff? No, it's very heavy to start, because only having 5 Google reviews, 10 Google reviews, maybe even 20 Google reviews is not going to do much for you. But once you start banging out 50, 100, 500, 1,000, how many ever your niche allows you to get in a reasonable amount of time, then you start seeing the big payoffs for your efforts. Now, it's going to take, once again, like I was saying, a lot of effort at the start, getting those Google reviews, collecting them, chasing people down for them. But naturally, over time, it's just going to be like a water wheel that just spins naturally from momentum. And it's all free. All you have to do is just ask a few people to give you a testimonial. That's it. So what is the top 5 mistakes that's costing you the most right now? Well, it's likely that you don't have a website at all, that your Google business profile is dead or non-existent, you have 0 reviews, or you have very, very, very old Google reviews that show you're not very active online, and you're never actually asking people for reviews. That's the one I hear so often. People just naturally let it happen. And while sure, you might collect some reviews that way, you're not going to get up to 50, 100, 500. Doing that strategy. Something needs to be deliberate and actually set in stone. And lastly, your webpage is not optimized with the right keywords or the right meta tags or just the right headings in general. You're not displaying the right information and actually telling people in a very short amount of time what their purpose is, what they can do for you, and what you can do for them. Now, if you've watched this whole video through and you go, Adam, that sounds like a lot of good stuff, but I don't really know how to do it or really care to do it. Well, that's exactly why I'm here. So you can reach out to me at saltarellywebstudio.ca, or you can go to the link in the description and book a free 15-minute phone call with me where we could talk over all the issues you're experiencing right now and have me help implement these systems into your business. So if you're interested in that, please go check out the description. Other than that, thank you for watching the video. I hope you got some value from it. And of course, if you found some value and a lot of value, please drop a subscription down below. Helps out very, very much. And other than that, I will see you guys in the next one.